back. Today we're going to go over the crucial calculate feature. So we are going to now click on the calculate food storage button. So from here we'll get to select a project and we will work on the same project we worked on last time. Remember we named that garage. And for this we're going to say we're lone wolf in it. Still doing 3 meals a day, 4 servings per meal. And we're going to say we've got 20 gallons of water. So now let's see, for that one person with that one bag of rice, how long are we lasting? 1 day. This actually makes sense because when you look at it, there's 20 servings and we have 4 times 12 because if there's 3 meals a day and 4 servings per meal, for every meal you're having 4 servings, so 3 times 12 or 3 times 4 is 12. When you look at it, what the app does is it calculates it to the nearest whole day. So if there's only 20 servings and you use 12 the first day, you only have 8 servings left. It's not quite enough servings to feed this person for one more day. So let's alter that a little bit, and let's say instead of 4 servings, let's drop it down to 3 servings per meal. And now we click calculate, and once again, now we say we have approximately 2 days. Why? Well, 3 times 3 is 9. So 2 days of food for this one bag of rice would be 18 servings. So we still have 2 servings left over that they'll be able to eat on the 3rd day, but it won't make a full day of servings, so it only calculates it down to 2 days. And we have a surplus in gallons of water. Remember when we were doing our calculations, it was in cups. We had a half of a cup per serving of rice. I mentioned that the program would do some calculations in the background. It converts everything into gallons and then runs this calculation so that you can take a look at how many gallons of water that you need to have stored up. Because most containers say that they're 1 gallon of water, 5 gallons of water, 5,000 gallon container, etc. So we put everything down to gallons. So this way you have a really easy way to see. Now let's take a look and refresh our memory. We were playing with this. So this is where we're at, half a cup of water per serving. That's what we were just working with. But let's take a look at something else. Now this was something I was playing with, and this person, they've got 20 containers of beans, and they have 30 servings of food per container. These are made up numbers. I didn't actually try to pull anything. It was just for grins to see what we were going to do and make it so we have some big containers. This is based off of what we were doing with that rice, so this is legitimate. Instead of 1 container, now we have 20 containers. We still have our 20 servings per container, half cup of water per serving. So this shows that we're going to need some more water compared to our last one. So let's go and check out our calculate based off of that project. So that was garage shelf 1. It's a very full shelf. We're going to say that we have 1 person again, 3 meals a day, 4 servings of food. This time we're going to say, okay, you've got a 5,000 gallon container out back that you're playing with. This is just to show some interesting numbers. So now we click calculate. All right. So based off of that, we have 83 days of food out of that rice and beans. And we have a surplus of 4,950 gallons of water. So this one shelf that has the 20 and 30 containers of rice and beans will last for quite a while. You're going to get bored of rice and beans, but you'll survive. So let's take a look and see what happens if we reduce this and we say, because we just did the calculation so we know that this isn't quite enough water. So let's click calculate. Now we still have our 83 days because we didn't change any of the other calculations, and you have a deficit, meaning you don't have enough of 1 gallon of water. You need to increase your water storage to prepare all the food. This is very important. This is why you have to be very careful when you're adding in how much water per serving you need to prepare the food. And we understand that there's going to be some food that you don't add any water. You know, if you've got a cup of soup and it's got all of the water in it and all you have to do is warm it up, then great. If you need to add water to rice, for instance, or dry bags of beans, then this is where it really comes in. So I also wanted to go over some other things you can do with this. This is the calculate button. This is our bread and butter. So we're going to go back up and we're going to say, we know we have enough water, but what happens if we change this up a little bit? What happens if the lone wolf is not so lonely anymore? Now we can calculate that out. Now if the lone wolf has a partner, we drop down to only 41 days that this will last. And we have a surplus of 0 gallons of water because we know that with our fake scenario that 50 gallons was the exact amount of water we needed. So, but we're going to last for 41 days. Still a little bit over a month. We're happy with that. But what happens if the lone wolf is instead a family of 4? Based just off of that one shelf of food, calculate it out. Now that one shelf will last a family of 4 for 20 days. This is where it gets fun / interesting because you can tweak and play with these numbers over and over and over. What happens if we reduce it down to 3 servings per meal? Well, now we're up to 27 days. So we just got 6 extra days in there. Just by adjusting 1 less serving per meal. So everyone's going to be a little hungrier, but probably still surviving. And we do mean survive. This is not thriving, not on rice and beans anyway. But as you can see, you can adjust and change. What if you're only going to do 2 meals a day, but you're still going to have your 4 servings? Well, now we're up to 31 days. Now we can last a full month if we just have breakfast and dinner and we skip lunch or whatever way you want to calculate it out. So I hope this gives a good idea of what the calculate button does and the power that it has, because you can go in and you can play with your projects, and once you've added in all of your stuff in your pantry or garage or whatever project you're playing with, then you can go in and you can run scenario after scenario and say, okay, what if it's just me and a spouse? What if it's me and a spouse and kids? What if my brother or sister comes? What if my brother or sister and their kids come? And you can really get an idea of what you will be sitting at and how long you can reasonably expect your food to last for based off of these scenarios. So this is a powerful tool, and I hope that you will be able to use it wisely. All right, that's all I've got for today. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get notified and know when we have our next video coming out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.